Hello and welcome to Check It Out with Rich. Wavlink reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to do a review on their AX3000 Wi-Fi 6 outdoor access point. And with Becky and I thinking about getting Starlink, I think this would really be a good addition to the Starlink system. I did want to do this while we were camping, but our last camping trip, my truck broke down. We were with friends enjoying ourselves and the weather wasn't that great either. So our next two trips, we have absolutely no cell service. So I'm doing this video at the house, but it should be just as good. I'm gonna mount it to the camper just like I would it as I was camping. And I do have a pretty long range here with some openness that I can get pretty far away to see what kind of signal we're getting at a distance. Okay, let me go over some of the specifications and then we'll bust the box open and see what's inside. Okay, it's dual band, 2.4 and 5G. Can take speeds up to 3,000 millibytes per second. I think that's right. It supports one WAN, LAN, Ethernet, gigabyte port. It supports AP, range extender, mesh router, mesh extender mode. And there's multiple encryption types. And it comes with 4 antennas that are omnidirectional. So I guess the way I see it, you don't have to have this facing to where you want the Wi-Fi. It should be 360 degrees. And it comes with, like I said, 4 antennas, 2 for the 2.4 and 2 for the 5. The antennas are a glass tube for high precision, corrosion resistance, long life, strong wind resistance. The case is IP67, so it's made for outdoors, which is perfect for camping. And it supports 802.3 AT/AF active PoE and passive PoE to supply power. It supports FAT AP mode and FIT AP mode with Wavlink AC controller. Now, hold on a second. I don't know what pretty much all that is. I just know that if I hook it up to my router, I can get further away with my cell phone or a laptop. So, all right, so let's bust this open and see what all's inside. Okay, let's take this out and get to the paperwork. Okay, you have your quick start guide. And then you have this other card here. It's for meshing. I'm not going to do that. And then it does give you a nice template. So there's 2 ways of mounting it. One, this. You can go ahead and put this on a wall wherever you want it. Mark your holes, put your screws in, then just slide the body onto it. And I'll get to the other way in a second. And I don't know if you know this, but if you have a printer or copier at home, you can lift it up, set this on a glass, hit print, and it'll print that out, just what these holes are. So you could just use that. Okay, so you have the extender. It's fairly sized. It's not super heavy. Here's your ports for your antennas, and they are labeled. You're not going to be able to see it, but it's 5, 2.4, 5, and 2.4. And then on the back, there's your holes for mounting. And then there's also a screw here for grounding. That's for lightning strike. And you're out camping, you're not going to be able to ground this. So if you're really worried about it, you can get a Ethernet surge protector, something like that. Okay, then on the bottom, you have a pairing/reset button. There is a little blue light here that'll come on. And then this is where your Ethernet gets hooked up. And then when your Ethernet's hooked up and powered, there'll be a green light flashing inside here. And that's about it for the extender itself. And then you have an accessory pack. Let me get all this out of here, get this box out of the way. Okay, you have an accessory pack that has probably about a 2-foot Ethernet cable. And you got a little bag of goodies here. And in here is some mollies and screws for mounting it. And then This is a weatherproof connector for the Ethernet, and that will screw onto here. Now, mind you, when you screw this in, they do give you a wrench. So when you originally put this part in, there's a little gasket here. Don't over tighten it, because you'll just smash that gasket and it'll push it out of the way. And then here's a power supply. Here's your PoE, and it has in and out, and there's an on and off button. And lastly, there's two 3M sticky pads. And that is your other way of mounting. You can go ahead and put one here, put one on the other side of the pole. I'm mounting mine on a flagpole. And then you would take these, I believe they're stainless steel straps. And then there's little holes here that, let's see. There's little holes here. You can slide it through, loop it around the pole, cinch this tight, you're good to go. Now, when I mount mine, I'm not going to use these straps. For right now, I'm just going to use wire ties. I want to make some type of bracket that I can go ahead and easily just mount it onto the flagpole. So I think when I do that, maybe I'll do a quick video of what I come up with to make it easier on and off. Okay, then the last box are your antennas. And like I said, they seem like they're pretty well made. From what I can tell, there are O-rings on the very bottom, and they are sealed around here. I don't know how well you can see that, but they are sealed with some type of glue or adhesive. And they are labeled what port they go in. So this one here is a 5G. So there'll be two of these and two 2.4s. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the antennas on. That's a 5G, and then 5G is here. They don't make it they don't make them easy to read. Be nice if they were black written across here or something a little easier to read. Especially I don't have my glasses on, so it's a little more difficult. Yeah, and then just go ahead and cinch these down good. And that's what it looks like. So it's about, what, 20 inches tall? 10 inches wide. Okay, then once you get that done, you're going to take your Ethernet cable, pop this part out. Okay, so you'll take your Ethernet cable, you'll put your nut on first. Don't forget that. You'll take it back apart. And then this little garment is split. So you just put that right around there. Put this in here. And just start it right now. And then you can go ahead and plug in your Ethernet. And once you get that plugged in, there is ample enough room inside the hole here to unplug it. And then we want to take this up. Get your wrench. Snug out. Like I said, don't go crazy tightening it down. And then the same way with this nut to form a seal here around your Ethernet. And that's it. All you need to do now is take your Ethernet cable, plug it into your router or your modem, and then plug it into your PoE. Plug in your PoE, hit the button to turn it on, and it's setup time. Now, I already set this up. I made a short video of it. I'm going to put that video in now. It wasn't very hard. I tried doing it wirelessly at first. I couldn't figure it out. I'm not very tech savvy, but I plugged it into my laptop, and it was just walk you right through it. It was pretty simple. So let's watch that video now, and we'll come back and get this thing installed. Okay, I have the extender plugged into my computer and then into their power supply and then into the device. And it said that it should pop up, but if it doesn't, go to your browser and put this web address in. That didn't work. Okay. Okay, then your login screen will pop up, and then you put in your password. And the password is admin. And then this screen comes up. And then from here, you want to pick your country, your time zone. See if we can find it here. Okay, let's see. Atlantic time. There you go. And then you're going to want to put in a new password for the admin. And then we'll go with this. And then put it in again. And then hit next. And then here you can rename it, your SSID. Here's your encryption. They recommend this one. We'll just stick with that. And then here you can do your password for entering the Wi-Fi. So we will go with I'm surprised that doesn't make you confirm that. Let's check it, make sure I got what I wanted. Yep. And then save. And now it's going to upload or whatever. Okay, now that saved everything. Now we want to refresh. Okay, now you're going to have to go in with your new password. Okay, then this gets you to your main screen. So this would be the home screen. And then here's your addresses for the 2.4 gig and 5 gig. And then if we come up to wireless, like I said, here's where you can change your SSID number, your encryption, and we already have our password for the Wi-Fi in. And then here, you can either stay on one, either 2.4 or 5G, or let it pick which one's best. And then we go to advanced. And they give you a lot of different options here. Device status. Mode selection. It comes as default AP mode, but you can pick repeater, mesh router, mesh extender. We're going to go with the AP. And then network settings. Either static or DHCP. We're going to stick with the DHCP. Firmware update. Already updated. Backup and restore, time zone, admin password. You can change your password. Timing reboot. So I guess you can plan a time to reboot it. And diagnostics. And you can run a diagnostics here. Just hit start testing. And then LED control. You can turn off the LED on the extender itself so nobody can see it. So we're going to leave this on for now. And that's about it. It's pretty simple. I tried doing it wirelessly, and I couldn't figure it out. So that's why I had to plug everything in. All right, let's get back with the main video. Okay, I got the extender mounted on the flagpole. I got everything hooked up here. I'm going to do 2 tests first. Number 1, I'm just going to go outside and see what the speeds are on the T-Mobile, and then we'll turn on the extender, see what they are right outside the camper, and then we'll go for a walk and get some readings. Let me show you what all I did here. Okay, T-Mobile's plugged in, and then from the back side, I have this Ethernet coming. It's going into the PoE, and then the PoE is plugged into an outlet through this black wire, and then the blue wire is going up to the extender. So right now I have it off. If you hit the button, the green light comes on, sends power to the extender. Okay, right now my phone is hooked up to T-Mobile, so we'll go outside, get a reading, and then I'll come in, switch over to the extender, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so right now we are on T-Mobile, so let's do a speed test here. Now we're just standing right outside the camper. So right now we got 328 down and 36 up with latency of 34. All right, so let me turn on the extender and see what we get. Should be relatively the same, as close. Okay, let's do a speed test on the Wavlink, see what we come up with. We are right outside the camper, so it should be pretty close to what the T-Mobile was. I got 251 down, which is lower, and 38 up with 37 latency. All right, let's take a walk through the field here and see what we get further out. Okay, we're about 50 yards out, so let's see what we get at 50 yards. I got 223 down, 43 up, and latency at 35, so it's pretty good. Let's go another 50 and see what we get. All right, we're about 100 yards, give or take. Let's give another test. All right, we're at 287 down and 43 up with 33 latency. All right, I'm just going to go to the end here and see what we get. It'll probably be about 250, 300 yards. Okay, my camper is right there, and we're a good 200 yards. So let's see what we have. Wow, that's impressive. Got 223 down and 48 up. All right, let's go further. Okay, I'm probably about 500 yards away. Let me turn the camera around here. And my house is out in that direction, and there's a big church, a couple houses in the way. So let's give it a quick test here. Yeah, I think all the buildings in a way was a little too much. I can't pick it up, but I am actually picking up my T-Mobile at the house, which is pretty good. I was surprised about that one, unless someone else here has one that isn't secured. I was getting pretty good readings on a T-Mobile. It connected to it automatically, so it's either mine or someone doesn't have a password on theirs. All right, so all in all, that was pretty good. Figure line of sight, I was over 200 yards, and definitely could have went further. I'm down over a hill too, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get back to the house. I'm gonna jump in a truck. I'm gonna drive up the hill and go out about a quarter mile, just for shits and giggles, and see if I pick anything up. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, so I jumped in a truck and I went up the hill and went out about a quarter mile. I couldn't get anything, but I'm down below the road. There's a lot of houses here, so I wasn't surprised that I couldn't get anything. But if you're in an open area, you're in a campground, this would be perfect. I'll show you how I have this mounted, and it's up on the flagpole. And being that high in a level campground with not too many trees, you should be able to get Wi-Fi pretty much anywhere in that campground. And even if you're with a bunch of friends or something and you're taking up 5-6 spots and you're further away, you should be able to pick it up no problem whatsoever. My thoughts on it is very easy to set up, even for somebody that's not very tech savvy like myself. If I can do it, anybody can set this up. It was pretty easy. I think I actually made it harder thinking into it too much, but yeah, it is pretty easy to set up. I think it goes for about $250 on Amazon. I believe they provided me with a discount code link that I will put in the description. Yeah, no, I really can't wait to get to Starlink. I mean, you match this up with Starlink in a campground or you're boondocking somewhere, you can go off pretty long ways from your campsite and still have Wi-Fi service. And I'd really like to try it out in a big open area just to see really how far it can go. Yeah, if I was getting download speeds that far away, I'll guarantee you, you can get pretty good download speeds out to 1,000 yards and beyond. Okay, so great product. I'm really impressed with it. And once again, thanks for checking it out. We'll see you all next time. Bye.